Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time tonight. We are talking about the breaking news out of the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case has entered an entirely new chapter, and this time the questions may be asked under oath. Yeah, under oath. Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has filed two federal lawsuits. One challenges the handling of the investigation after Sebastian disappeared. The other one alleges Tennessee Child Welfare Agency had warning signs before Sebastian vanished, but failed to properly involve his father. The lawsuit raises questions about the home, the surveillance cameras, investigative leads, previous DCS investigations, and why Seth says he was left in the dark. Stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about. He just did an interview on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fight don't
He had her previous movie.
You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's go.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night and another headline blooming. Coffee gone cold, but the story got heat. And one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch when the timeline bends. We don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said nah, that's probably enough, but the chat said Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something fell wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the math ain't mathin' when we check the proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame. I'm here when the story starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two. With the internet clock, what you said don't cue. Wait, Say that again, you said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chest wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange, when the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough, that's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green minds holding it down. Whole chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin, just one more clue and we're back again. If it don't sit right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes real. We'll be right here when the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is July 15th, 2026. It is currently 8:15 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, guys. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Good news today, in my opinion, on the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. 2 lawsuits right now, 2 federal lawsuits that is going on. Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has filed 2 federal lawsuits. One challenges the handling of the investigation after Sebastian disappeared. The other one alleges Tennessee Child Welfare Agency had warning signs before Sebastian vanished, but failed to properly involve his father. So Seth did an interview that we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. This is Sebastian has been missing for over 2 years now, and this has been it's been a very contentious case, to say the least. It's probably the most toxic case that I've ever covered, to be quite honest with you, as far as how people feel. But nonetheless, we all want Sebastian found, Sebastian home. And, you guys know where I stand with this case. It really has not changed. I really, in my opinion, I don't believe Sebastian walked away. I don't. However, you're free to believe whatever you want, but we're going to get all to it here in a little bit. Let me thank you guys. Tina, thank you for 21 months. That is amazing. Thank you for the birthday wishes, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. Very kind. Hatters, good to see you, my dear. Thank you for 25 months. Really do appreciate you, Hatters. So good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Patty, thank you so much, my love. Good to see you, my friend. And thank you for the birthday wishes, lovies. Forget Me Not, another OG, 30 months. Thank you so much, Forget Me Not. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Fun to Ski, 27 months strong. Really appreciate you, Fun to Ski. Good to see you, my friend. Rescue Dog Mama, thank you so much for the birthday wishes, and thank you for 1 month, my dear. Really appreciate you. Baby to the Kisses, happy birthday. Thank you so much, Baby Kisses. Thank you for 24 months. What a legend. Good to see you, my friend. There's Miss Daphne. Case Files. Make sure you guys sub up to Daphne. Happy birthday, dear friend. Much love to you. Much love to you, Daph. Appreciate you, my dear. And Hatters, thank you so much. Very generous of you, my love. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Again, really, really appreciate you. Love. Good to see you. Rescue Dog Mama, very, very kind and generous of you, my dear. Thank you so very much. If you received one of those, please give Rescue Dog Mama a big thank you. So good to see you, love. Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you, babe. Thank you again. And Yvette coming in clutch of 4 months. Happy birthday, Justin. Thank you so much, babe. Very kind of you, my dear. Good to see you. Is Seth in here? I don't know if Seth's in here. Here too. Good to see you, Ginger, Tina, Patty, Mohawk. In my opinion, Sebastian would have called his father. You know, I agree. I agree, to be honest with you. I do. Hey, Melissa, good to see you. 24 months. Appreciate you, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for your continued support, Miss Melissa. That's in here. Hello, Seth. Good to see you, my friend. So Seth did an interview just breaking just a little bit ago with WSMV for Nashville. Hey, the real me too. Good to see you, babe. 23 months. Thank you so much, Seth. It's been a long time coming. Sebastian's life matters. It sure does. It sure does. It really does. And thank you, real me too. Appreciate you, loved. You know, we just want answers, man. Like, we just want answers in Sebastian's case. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's too much to ask. I feel like that I feel how I feel. I just feel how I feel. I feel like there are people that know what happened to Sebastian and where he is. I mean, how could you not, in my opinion? This was a extremely safe neighborhood. Sebastian's phone was on the kitchen counter when he left, and we're gonna go over some old things as well here this evening. And you are welcome to feel how you feel with this case. The only thing is I ask is just be respectful to each other. You can feel how you feel about even me, whatever. Just you're coming at me, just say, Justin, respectfully, you're a douchebag. No. Can a mod help me? What's wrong, Connie? You okay, baby? Never. I mean, the reason this case was the way it was, in my opinion, is, you have a child, going throughout town throughout the day with this mom, and she tells this story that they went home, he went to bed, she hears a thud, doesn't think nothing of it, good night, mom, and she wakes up the next morning and he's gone. Throughout the night, he just vanished. And kids don't just vanish. It doesn't matter. People don't just vanish. Something happened. And what that is, I don't know. But I do agree with Seth when he says that proper actions was not taken. If you look at Javia Harris's case in South Carolina, they did not even let, and thankfully they didn't let the father go back to the house. One thing you'll notice in Sebastian Rogers' case, in Summer Wells' case, in Jack and Lily's case, they never closed down the house. And all three of them are still yet unsolved to this very day, over 5 years with Summer Wells. We are going on 3 years with Sebastian Rogers. Jack and Lily, just over a year, right? Seth got there. He was getting off work. He got there. People was in the house, all of that. So, it's a problem, in my opinion. Horsey love, filicides. Yeah. So we're going to get to it. Thank you all for being here. Please do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, and share this live out. WSMV did this. We're going to give them the credit. Link is provided to the full interview in the description. WSMV for Nashville. Okay. And consider hyping this video after the live stream on your mobile device or your phone, tablet, whatever, as long as it's mobile. Okay, yeah. All right, guys, so let's get right to it. Here we go.
More than 2 years, the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers has remained one of Tennessee's most enduring mysteries. Despite one of the largest missing child searches in state history, there have still been no arrests, no suspects identified, and few answers. Now, Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, is filing a federal lawsuit accusing the Sumner County Sheriff's Office of failing to properly investigate his son's disappearance.
I want to do a poll. Do you, no matter what where you stand on this case, do you think the police failed the beginning investigation? Yes, no. It's just going to be a yes or no. There is no right or wrong answer. Put 1 in the chat if you think they failed in the beginning. Put a 2 in the chat if no. I feel like they failed in the beginning, but that's just me. I don't want that to represent how you feel or anything, because there's just really, and again, just like the news said here, they have not named any suspects in this case. So there's that. But someone has to know something. Someone has to know something. You don't just vanish. You don't just vanish.
Rogers agreed to sit down and talk to me exclusively. And here in our extended conversation, we talked about the son he misses every day, the emotional toll of living without answers, his frustration with the investigation, and why he believes the search for Sebastian is far from over. We began with a simple question: how has he managed the weight of the past 2.5 years?
People say I'm strong and I got a lot of patience. People say that, but they have no idea. Being strong, I'm not strong. I'm just determined to find my son.
Right.
Strength has nothing to do with it. The weight of the world that I feel on my shoulders every day, unless you've been in the situation of your child missing and not knowing where he's at, you don't have any clue.
And this has always been, the public is so important when it comes to anyone missing. The public is the most important thing, because truly someone knows something, right? Even if you believe Sebastian just walked out of his house, someone had to have seen something. Come on, guys. Someone had to have seen something. And, I believe that there is, I believe we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes, and we'll make more mistakes. And but the thing that I appreciate about Seth here, my friend Seth, is he's truly not stopped. He's did every interview that he can to find his son. He has, I know for a fact, has driven any place that someone says they might have seen Sebastian. He will go there. I've talked to him when he was going places, when he was at places, and all of that. And I'm not saying Chris and Katie, I'm not saying that they're not searching or anything for Sebastian, but what I am saying is, where are they? Where are they? Because the public is, how am I trying to say this? Seth just hasn't stopped, and we just need to see, you would think, especially a mother, Katie, who was the last person to see him, would be trying to answer these questions even still today. I don't think your soul can even rest not knowing where your kid is. You just can't rest.
Tell me about Sebastian.
He's my saving grace. Before him, I was probably heading down the wrong path in life. Then I had a child. It was like God gave me a purpose in life. And he still is. I just gotta find him.
From your heart, what do you need?
I need my son home. I need my son home. There's nothing else. My goal is, from the very beginning, is to find my son. And it will continue to be the goal until he is found. There is no other.
February 26th, 2024. How do you learn Sebastian is missing?
I got off of work at 7. We're not allowed to have cell phones. When I get to my truck, I got a text message saying 911, so I called the stepfather, and that's when he tells me Sebastian's missing.
When you get to Hendersonville, what do you...
So for those of you who don't know, Sebastian, supposedly walked out of his door in the middle of the night without shoes in February in, Hendersonville, Tennessee. And Seth, Sebastian's biological father, he was at work. He works overnight shifts at a jail. And he was getting off work. Obviously, in a jail, you can't have your phone or anything like that. It's a jail. He, I think, gets a text, if I remember correctly, and from Chris, the stepfather of Sebastian Rogers, and he's like, call me 911. And Sebastian was not seen on cameras anywhere in that neighborhood.
First C.
So there's police, and there's tracking dogs, and there's just a bunch of people walking around in the yard, in and out of the house. And then I walk into the house, and I walk to his room.
Amen, Sharon.
His room is the first place you go.
Yeah. I want to see what his room looks like.
Why was that important to you?
It's the last place he supposedly was. What's going on in the room states what I need to look for.
Did anything seem off?
A couple things seemed off. I don't know why. His switch is on the floor, plugged into the wall. The closet's a mess. There's things all over the floor. It just didn't seem right.
This has been described as the largest search for a missing child in Tennessee history. Did you think a search that big would find at least one clue?
Would have been nice. How can you have 7 different agencies and hundreds of...
Now, Remember, this is the middle of winter, essentially. It's the end of February, and barefoot. Sebastian's shoes are sitting right beside the door. Why would he walk out without his shoes? Sebastian was he is autistic, and he was a very particular in dirt or anything like that. He didn't like dirt. He didn't like bugs. He didn't like anything like that. And he's no footprints anywhere, no scent of Sebastian. Now, I do believe, actually, I know that, and law enforcement knows more, and I do believe that they have things, I'll just say. And I believe that they are, some of the law enforcement is, pointed in a certain direction. But I also believe that when I told you guys this a long time ago, I don't believe that they are on the same page, different law enforcement. And you can't get anywhere if
people working on stuff and not find any speck of evidence that he was there.
People don't just vanish into thin air.
No, they don't.
The idea Sebastian just walked away from the home without his phone never made sense to you.
No, sir.
Why not?
Because it's not my son. It's not something that I could envision him doing. I've stated this before, that for him to leave that house without his shoes, without a coat, without his backpack, without Legos in his pocket, taking his...
Now, what Sebastian was very, and if Seth's still in here, he can tell you, obviously, Sebastian didn't like any loud noises, or, he was with unfamiliar things, right? When, he had autism, and the unfamiliar things, the unknown, would have been very scary to him. Especially walking out in the dark with nothing. No phone, no shoes, no coat, no backpack, nothing. Wasn't the game left as well? His Nintendo was, if that's what you mean, Daff.
Switch or grabbing his phone. He would have had to be running. Somebody's in the house and he's trying to get away.
Were investigators at the home when you arrived inside?
Yeah, there was an investigator sitting at the dining room table.
Was he talking to anyone?
Nope. Was he just sitting there?
Just sitting there?
Yep.
Not looking at anything?
Nope.
Was the home secured like a crime scene?
I walked in and nobody even asked me who I was.
You were just free to walk through the home?
I was free to walk anywhere.
Now, I don't think anybody could be okay with this. I just don't think anybody could be okay with this. If this was, just put the shoe on the other foot. If this was your kid and there was no answers going on 3 years, come on.
First few days, how difficult was that for you to see what is unfolding?
I was searching for my son.
You just couldn't sit around and wait for an answer?
I've put over 100,000 miles on my truck, going down any rabbit hole I can find, any tip that happens to come in.
Why does that fall on you?
It falls on me because I don't believe anybody else is doing it.
But that should be the job of the lead investigative agency, the sheriff's office.
Should be.
Do you believe they failed your son?
I believe they have.
Do you believe they failed you?
I know they have. Because it's 2.5 years and there's no No, nothing. They won't even do a press conference. And when they did do a press conference, they didn't even have a picture of my son up.
That's true.
How can you not have a picture of the missing child so people know who you're looking for? That does not make sense.
Thank you, Jennifer.
At first,
Appreciate you.
did you have faith they would find him?
Yeah.
Thank you, Holly.
I have no
Appreciate
faith
you, love.
now.
When did that faith begin to fade?
When they started not telling me any
Thank you,
information.
When did you stop waiting for answers and start questioning the investigation?
Probably within a month. When they kept telling me if I had a child missing, this is the detective that I want on the case. And when that detective doesn't answer phone calls and tells me he only wants to deal with text messages, I'm sorry, text messages are very impersonal.
Do you feel the sheriff's office started to ignore you?
Yes. They don't want to answer questions. I think they should be answering questions.
They should answer your questions because you are his father.
They should. I mean, I understand that they can't give everything an investigation, but they need to be giving answers is what they need to be. They need to be giving answers. Like, where the hell is Sebastian? That's what they need to be giving. But in the meantime, I mean, I really just can't imagine going to work and getting a call and saying, my kid is gone. And then 2.5 years later now, you know, you're asking the authorities, the police, about the investigation of your child and getting a big FU, apparently. I mean, that would piss anybody the fuck off. Let's be real. Thank you, Babs. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you so much. Damn right. Damn right.
Correct. But at the same point in time, I don't think they put any effort in finding my son anymore.
Has that silence or lack of communication
Says a lot. It says a lot when they won't speak to me. To me, it says that they know that they screwed the pooch.
Now, the good thing about this investigation is somebody's going to be on the stand. And they're going to have to answer under oath, right? Thank you, Laura. They're going to have to be under oath. You can't lie under oath. Can't lie under oath. So, here we go. When was the last time they gave Seth an update? Good question. Very good question. And that's the thing, Bo. Like, for God's sakes, Sumner fucking County, just give it to the FBI. If you can't find the fucking answers in 2.5 years, if you can't find the answers in 2.5 years, and you can't update whether that is Seth, even Katie, or Chris, but specifically Seth and Katie, then fucking give it up. Let's go. What's wrong with saying, you know what, we fucking tried, and, you know, maybe, you know, you failed, or you're just not able to find the answers, or I know you're not able, you guys aren't agreeing on certain things. Give it to someone who can. Sebastian is a human being. He's a kid, 15 years old. Life didn't even start yet.
That silence lets you know in your heart they didn't do their job right.
Correct.
Since the ground search ended, one press conference, one detective on the case, no reward, 18 months of silence. What does that tell you about how much the sheriff's office cares about your son?
They don't care about him at all.
I want to thank this guy. I'll find. Seth, can you tell me this reporter's name? He did a really good job. A really good job. And that's right. It's their ego. Yes. Yes, ego. Because, I mean, actions speak louder than words, right? Actions speak louder than words. One press conference and just fucking crickets in 2.5 years. Crickets, 2.5 years. Sumner County, you say you care. Well, listen, Sebastian's case is not only local, it's not only national. This case has went from all over the globe. And people are just not going to forget about Sebastian. People are not going to forget about Summer. People are not going to forget about Jack and Lily. Those days of putting these cases under the rug and forgetting about them is over. Those days are over. So it's time, piss or get off the pot.
In the past, you have said,
and I think Katie should be wanting answers for her son too, right? And Chris, they should be wanting the same thing as this, answers for their kid. So I assume that they would agree with this interview, because I don't know anybody that would be okay with their kid missing 2.5 years later and think everything's okay. I don't know one.
the Sumner County Sheriff's Office should step aside and let the FBI take over this case. Why hasn't that happened?
My personal opinion is ego. And they don't appreciate that. There shouldn't be ego involved. There should just be urgency. Urgency to find the missing child. Ego should never step in when it comes to a professional job.
If there's any way possible, Sebastian is able to see this, you and I speaking, what would you want him to know?
I love you, son, and I am looking for you, and I won't stop until I find you. I don't know if he's got a pillow. I don't know if his belly's full. I don't know if he's got clothes. I don't know if he's got shoes. I don't know if he's being taken care of. And all these things hurt. All of them hurt. I don't know what's going on with my child. I just know that he's not where he should be.
Do you believe Sebastian's still alive?
Every day. No evidence otherwise. I don't understand how people can think that he's deceased.
You need your son to be alive.
I need my son found. There's no room in it for him to be deceased. He's alive. He's just lost.
And, you know, I respect Seth with his son, and that's what he believes and all of that. And, you know, I don't know. I'm just not gonna, but I think in my opinion, I do believe that something happened to Sebastian that night. And, going back to, thank you, Seth. I appreciate you, brother. 1 second, guys. Okay. We got some more things here. What is this? All right. We got some new stuff here. Let's go to WSMV.
Some breaking news right now, 2.5 years after Sebastian Rogers vanished. His father is taking the Sumner County Sheriff's Office to federal court, claiming the investigation failed his son.
870 days later, Sebastian is still missing, and the question that has haunted Middle Tennessee from the beginning remains the same. What happened to Sebastian?
So tonight, just hours after filing suit, Seth Rogers sits down exclusively with WSMV4's Stacey Cameron, saying it's time to ask a second question.
Yeah, I mean, there's trust me, the Sumner County and TBI, they have things. And some of us know that. Seth knows that, and that's why it's very that makes it even more frustrating, right? Is when you know that they have certain things and they're just doing shit about it.
What happened to the investigation?
We're continuing to follow breaking news in Sumner County. A large search is underway for a missing teen.
Thousands searched.
There is significant concern tonight.
He was last seen in all black.
Millions watched.
Dog, the bounty hunter, is coming to look for Sebastian.
Everyone had a theory.
What was under that soft soil?
Everyone wanted answers.
He deserves justice.
What happened to 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers? But nearly 2.5 years later, there have been no arrests, no suspects, and no sight of Sebastian.
I mean, look at this neighborhood. Look at this neighborhood. It's a middle, upper class neighborhood in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I've been in this neighborhood. I've got video of this neighborhood. This child would have been seen.
Suspects and no sight of Sebastian.
I need my son home. I need my son home.
From the moment his son went missing, Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, prayed.
It was like God gave me a purpose in life.
Your son was your purpose.
And he still is. I just gotta find him.
Sebastian disappeared during the overnight hours of February 26, 2024, from the Hendersonville home he shared with his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, Chris Proudfoot.
He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
At first, Seth says he trusted the investigation, but the idea Sebastian just walked from home alone with no shoes on and without his phone never made sense.
And, it's a cul-de-sac. There's just 2 streets in that neighborhood. And it films bigger than it is. That's all I can say. When you're there, their yard and stuff in the back area is not as big as it films, or on Google Earth as well either. It's much smaller than it films.
People don't just vanish into thin air.
No, they don't. No matter how I look at it, I just cannot wrap my head around my son walking out of that house.
Sebastian has autism, ADHD, and a rare chromosomal disorder that caused intellectual disabilities. So as hours turned to days and days to weeks, Seth Rogers says his faith in the investigation faded, and the question changed. It was no longer, where's Sebastian? But what happened to the investigation?
I don't think they put any effort in finding my son anymore.
It doesn't seem. I don't think they're putting any effort anymore either. I think now that Sebastian is not being covered as much, they love it. They love it.
Says that question is what brought him here, suing the Sumner County Sheriff's Office in federal court, claiming the agency and people that were supposed to find his son failed them both.
Did you think a search that big would find at least one clue?
Would have been nice.
The lawsuit claims Seth Rogers' loss of confidence didn't happen overnight. The complaint claims the case was never adequately staffed and argues that once the massive ground search for Sebastian ended, the investigation began losing momentum. Only one detective was left to follow leads, and there was just one news conference at that point to update the public.
You got to. You also remember when Sebastian went missing, it was a different sheriff, Sonny. Sheriff Sonny, and Sonny tragically died. With a freak accident. And now we have Sheriff. We call him Sheriff Snuggle Struggle, which is here. Right there on the screen.
We are exploring every lead that comes in and every tip that comes in.
Making it all worse, according to the lawsuit, the sheriff's office stopped communicating with Seth Rogers, and for the past 18 months, there's been a communications blackout.
Is that what it feels like, a blackout?
Yeah. It says a lot when they won't speak to me. To me, it says that they know that they screwed the pooch.
Then the lawsuit asks another.
I bet you it would be hard to look Seth in the eye after 2.5 years when you're not giving him answers and, you just moved on.
Question. If the investigation lost steam in the early days, what happened during those first critical hours? Because the complaint claims that's where some of its most serious allegations begin.
Mm-hmm.
And your lawsuit says this investigation, its focus was critically marred from the beginning.
It was dead on arrival. This looks to me like an amateur investigation.
That's Seth Rogers' attorney, Darren Ritchie. The first allegation centers on the home itself. The lawsuit claims investigators never secured the Proudfoot home as a potential crime scene, allowing reporters and family members inside before it was fully processed.
Now, a year after Sebastian went missing, there was a warrant, and they did go in the house. They were allegedly very interested in the cameras inside the home. And, there's things that, and I've talked about it a little bit about the dam and all of that. And listen, Sumner County knows, and so does the TBI. And they know, and if they, they know that there was some fuckery afoot the night Sebastian went missing.
That alone from the jump started this on a faulty road.
But the lawsuit says there was something else investigators should have been asking about: home security cameras, because according to the suit, they weren't working the day Sebastian disappeared.
Do you have evidence that...
Now, for those of you that are not familiar with this case, Sebastian's mother worked for a security. They worked for a security company, and she was a technician that installed security devices every single day. There was, I'll just say this, allegedly, cameras inside the home. There was cameras outside the home. There was, thank you, Seth. Yes. You tell me that he goes missing and those cameras just wasn't working. The cameras weren't working, and the story doesn't make a lick of sense. Doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. We're going to go over that in a little bit.
Those security cameras at the home were offline and investigators didn't determine why?
I just know that they have not been able to get any footage from those cameras. I don't know why, but I know that that would have been the first key element of any evidence to collect in this case.
The lawsuit argues that should have raised immediate questions because Katie Proudfoot installs and services security cameras for a living. But the suit claims the missed opportunities didn't end there. It also alleges investigators never verified.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry, guys. I literally just fucked that completely up. Hold on one second. Let me find it. Sorry, guys. I just exited completely out of it. Sorry about that. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that.
From the jump, started this on a
Attorney Darren Ritchie. The first allegation centers on the home itself. The lawsuit claims investigators never secured the Proudfoot home as a potential crime scene, allowing reporters and family members inside. Sebastian disappeared.
Look at the cameras.
Do you have evidence that those security cameras at the home were offline and investigators didn't determine why?
I just know that they have not been able to get any footage from those cameras. I don't know why, but I know that that would have been the first key element of any evidence to collect in this case.
The lawsuit argues that should have raised immediate questions because Katie Proudfoot installs and services security cameras for a living. But the suit claims the missed opportunities didn't end there. It also alleges investigators never verified Chris Proudfoot's alibi that he was 3 hours away when Sebastian disappeared. What evidence says Chris Proudfoot's alibi wasn't verified?
We have looked at the police reports on this matter, and we do not see where they were able to verify his alibi. They may say that the alibi is safe and is accurate, but I don't see the steps that they took to get there.
Now, there you go, guys. I'm going to replay that in just a minute. They are alleging that they say Chris's alibi, they looked at it, but they didn't allegedly get to the proper steps. And, I will say that, we know that Chris came home from where he was working at in Memphis, Tennessee, and he was staying right across what was the place where he was staying at? The camp park? I can't remember what it is. And he came home, and then he wasn't even home allegedly 36 hours, and he went back to get his camper that he paid for weeks in advance or months in advance, and that is coming from his mouth. The Yogi Bear Park, yeah. And I broke this information whenever when Chris went back there. He said one thing. He said, well, we went back to get the motorhome. We weren't there. I don't know. We weren't there even, 16, 19 hours. I can't remember. And I did some investigating, and I still absolutely stand on this. He was not alone that night when he went back to get his motorhome. There was two other people that were with him that night. And I stand on that. I don't know why your motorhome would be even remotely important when your 15-year-old stepson is missing, especially when you've paid rent on it for months and weeks at a time in advance. And even if you didn't pay weeks, months in advance, I would call them and say, I need to keep my motor home there. My son's missing. I don't need to drive, hours to get there and spend the night and come back. So there's things that more of us know, but I'm just not going to say. But it's fishy.
The complaint also describes an alleged tip from a nurse at Sebastian's doctor's office who claimed Katie Proudfoot canceled an appointment just 3 days before Sebastian vanished.
Okay, let me play that part again. I forgot.
Never verified were offline, and investigators didn't determine why.
A faulty road.
But the lawsuit says there was something
Listen
else
closely.
Investigators should have been asking about: home security cameras, because according to the suit, they weren't working the day Sebastian disappeared.
Do you have evidence that those security cameras at the home were offline and investigators didn't determine why?
I just know that they have not been able to get any footage from those cameras. I don't know why, but I know that that would have been the first key element of any evidence to collect in this case.
The lawsuit argues that should have raised immediate questions because Katie Proudfoot installs and services security cameras for a living. But the suit claims the missed opportunities didn't end there. It also alleges investigators never verified Chris Proudfoot's alibi that he was 3 hours away when Sebastian disappeared.
What evidence says Chris Proudfoot's alibi wasn't verified?
We have looked at the police reports on this matter, and we do not see where they were able to verify his alibi. They may say that the alibi is safe and is accurate, but I don't see the steps that they took to get there.
The complaint also describes an alleged tip from a nurse at Sebastian's doctor's office who claimed Katie Proudfoot canceled an appointment just 3 days before Sebastian vanished.
Canceled an appointment of Sebastian's just 3 days before Sebastian vanished. Now, in my opinion, the day Sebastian went missing, it was very carefully orchestrated. We do know that Katie and her husband was trying to put Sebastian in a facility, and obviously Seth had trouble with that because there was some things that went down at that facility. Sebastian was going to go and live with Seth, but never obviously made it to Seth's house.
The suit claims that lead was never adequately pursued, and it further alleges the sheriff's office was already part of a child protective team looking into abuse allegations involving Sebastian.
One thing that you will notice in almost every single one of these cases, CPS allegations, or there's drugs involved, one or the other or both, you'll see it over and over. And Sebastian had allegedly made some claims that things were going on inside the home. Always late. Thank you so much, my dear, for 28 months. Seth, you and Sebastian are in our thoughts and prayers. Always keep the faith and the hope. God bless you. My heart breaks for you. I'm going to try not to get emotional about this when I talk about this, but I'm really thinking about Tony right now, our friend Tony. I love Tony, and I know a lot of you guys did. Of course, I know Seth and Tony were best friends, and I believe Tony knows exactly everything that happened now. And I hope he's in heaven, rooting it on, talking to God and being like, Lord, come on, give him answers. Give him answers. Seth says, for those that don't understand, that would mean she canceled the appointment on Friday and he had went missing Sunday and reported Monday. So you're saying that she canceled the appointment prior to him going missing? For those that don't understand, that would mean she canceled that appointment on Friday, Saturday, and then they went missing on Sunday during the night, and then after midnight would be Monday. God bless America, man. Jen, thank you for 23 months. Appreciate you. Thank you for covering Sebastian. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for 23 months. And thank you for the birthday wishes, baby. Appreciate you very much, Brandy. Thank you for 18 months praying for Sebastian. Appreciate you. Rescue Dog Mama, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. You gifted all kinds of memberships and support, and you became a member yourself. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you very, very much. Hey, Lady Freedom, good to see you. September Virgo. Chris is a narcissist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Justin, I mentioned Tony here in chat. I miss my friend. I do too. Tony is, I just pray for his family all the time. Think about Tony all the time.
After Chris Proudfoot allegedly struck him in the stomach. You're suing the sheriff.
So here we go.
The sheriff's office was already part of a child protective team looking into abuse allegations involving Sebastian after Chris Proudfoot allegedly struck him in the stomach.
So they're saying after CP allegedly struck Sebastian in the stomach. Yeah, there's a lot of things that people just don't know. A lot. And I'll just say that. It's news to a lot of people. But there's a lot of things a lot of people don't know.
You're suing the sheriff's office, but the complaint at some point sounds like the finger's being pointed at the Proudfoots. Who are you after here?
I am going after the sheriff's department right now.
We also reached out to the Proudfoots. They declined our interview request, but they have never been arrested. Never.
Why did they decline the interview? I mean, they reached out to them, but they didn't get back. Why is that? Yep, internal injuries. I just want to cry for Sebastian. You got to be more mature than the kids if you're a parent.
been named suspects and never been identified as persons of interest in Sebastian's disappearance. And they have repeatedly told WSMV4 they had nothing to do with Sebastian's disappearance.
How bad does that hurt when people start accusing you? It hurts. It hurts a lot.
For Katie Proudfoot, the pain is being accused. For Seth Rogers, the pain is not knowing if everything that should have been done to find Sebastian.
Boy, that reporter, good job. I like this reporter. He did an amazing job. I just want to play that little part again.
Accusing you. It hurts. It hurts a lot.
For Katie Proudfoot, the pain is being accused.
For Katie, the pain is being accused.
For Seth Rogers, the pain is not knowing.
For Seth, the pain is not knowing. Because, I mean, obviously people has blamed Seth. That's nothing new. People would blame Seth as well as Katie and Chris. But for Seth, it's not about people blaming him. For Seth, it's just about finding his son. He gives a wooden nickel about that. He just wants answers for his son. Yeah, Mohawk. Exactly.
If everything that should have been done to find Sebastian was.
I want to hug my son. I want to feel his physical presence. I don't want to close my eyes and have these nightmares anymore.
We asked the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for an interview. We haven't heard back.
Oh, look. They're keeping quiet too. You're proving the attorney's point, Sumner County. You're right on there, baby. Seth saying, crickets. The news reaches out. Crickets. Again.
And tonight, there is more. Rogers also filed a second federal lawsuit, this one targeting the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. The suit claims DCS had 2 cases of alleged abuse involving Sebastian, one of them inside the Hendersonville home where he lived, but never notified his father, Seth Rogers. Both of those cases were closed without Sebastian being removed from that home. But the lawsuit...
Hold on, I need to hear that again.
His father, Seth Rogers. Both of those cases were closed without Sebastian
Sorry,
being removed. Had 2 cases of filed a second federal lawsuit, this one targeting the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. The suit claims DCS had 2 cases of alleged abuse involving Sebastian, one of them inside the Hendersonville home where he lived, but never notified his father, Seth Rogers.
Never notified his father, Seth Rogers, of the alleged abuse going inside of that home. And I said this 2.5 years ago. I say it today on my birthday. I'll say it. I believe Sumner County went in there. They prejudged. Oh, look at this nice neighborhood. Look at these hardworking parents. Nothing. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing. Of course he's autistic. Of course he walked out on his own. Of course nothing happened. And that's where the beginning of the fuck up happened. Whether we want to admit it or not, we judge on how a person, where they live like that when they're going in, police do, you know, who they are, if they don't look, you know, strung out or anything like that. It happens. Sorry, it happens every fucking day. Every fucking day. And I think that's where it absolutely fucked up. Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate you. How many spankings do you owe me? Well, I turned 21 today. I'll see. 21.
Both of those cases were closed without Sebastian being removed from that home. But the lawsuit now asks whether that was a mistake and claims DCS failed Sebastian.
So my question, thank you, Crafting. My question is, if CPS would have taken Sebastian out of there and placed them with Seth immediately, or if Katie would have just said, you know, after they tried to put him in a facility and just said, I'm at my wit's end. I'm just at my wit's end with Sebastian. I just need you to take him. Would Sebastian be missing today? That's the question I'm asking. I can't, I mean, we can't say anything for sure right now. I'm not going to say, you know, but I believe Sebastian would not be missing had he be taken out of that home, or if Katie would have just said, I'm at my fucking wit's end. My relationship with my husband is on the rocks right now. I'm stressed. I'm this, I'm that, whatever.
We'll have more on that suit tomorrow night. For WSMV4, I'm investigative reporter Stacey.
And
Granger offers professional.
Is investigative reporter. I heard his name, Stacy. He's I don't know his last name, but I really like this guy. He did a very, very good job. Let me see here. Let's see if there's anything else out right now. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Bear with me, guys, 1 second. I'm trying to find something right here. I'm trying to find Chris and Katie. Let me just do it like this. This was very early on. And people just got, you can just tell that something is not right here.
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I...
The voice you hear in the beginning, in, you know, one of the interviews, Chris and Katie, they wouldn't show their face. They wouldn't show their face of who they were, and their son is missing. Happy birthday, Lisa. We share the same birthday. It's amazing. Thank you, Pebbles. Appreciate you. I have always thought Sebastian missing was never investigated properly. Sebastian needs to be found. Yes. Yeah. He sure does. He sure does. Nick bare ass could take a lesson from the report. Well, this is the thing. Just to remember the interview Craddock did that said we do have something. Oh yeah. Yeah, we know girl mom. We know girl mom. Mm-hmm. But they wouldn't show their face whenever Sebastian first went missing.
Realized he actually wasn't in.
And Katie says she first thought Sebastian got up and got breakfast. didn't go to bed till what, 10 or 10:30 that night. Hears a thud. Didn't check on her son at all. She's supposedly laying on her couch talking to her husband, who is supposedly 3.5 hours away. And, you know, who talks to their fucking husband for 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 2-3 hours while they're gone? Nobody does that shit. I mean, get real. Melody, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for your support, babe. Very sweet of you. I mean, what can you talk about for 2 or 3 hours? Get real. Get real. 1 second. Hello, I'm live on the air.
Hey, it's Babs.
Hey, Babs, what's up?
I wanted to sing to you.
Oh, okay.
As you sing to all of us.
Okay, let's go, girl.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Justin. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. I was singing right along with you, girl. Thank you. I love you too, sweetheart.
Everything you do, and thank you so very much.
Thank you,
for
baby.
all you do, for covering everything you do. It's so good to talk to you.
Thank you,
I just was
Babs.
like, he sings to everybody. Somebody needs to sing to him.
Oh, that's sweet, darling. Thank you so much for thinking of me, and that's very thoughtful. That made my day.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Have a good evening, sweetheart. Hope you've had a great birthday.
I did. I had a massage this morning, and had some lunch, and a good day. Very good day.
You deserve much more. Much more.
Thank you,
You
darling.
do.
I appreciate you.
You do. Thank you for all you do and for always being here for everybody and covering cases and making sure that we're aware.
I give it all I got.
You do. You really do.
Thank you, darling.
Have a good evening, sweetheart.
All right. Appreciate you.
Honey.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that's very sweet. That's very sweet. Thank you, Babs. And thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. Thank you, Melody. Appreciate you. Thank you, Adele. Very sweet of you, my dear. Really appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate you. You're always very sweet to me, Miss Adele. Thank you. Thank you, Ash. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Exactly. The first thing as a mother would be to call bio dad and say, hey, I need some help with our son. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hey, show poodles. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Good to see you. I would love to talk about some dog shows with you sometimes. I used to have 2 standard poodles, and I love standard poodles. They're so amazing. Thank you for that support. I appreciate you, darling. Sorry, I'm getting off a little tangent there. Just jumping on. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, babe. Thank you, Fun to Ski. Appreciate you very much. Very sweet of you, honey. I appreciate you. If you received that, make one of those memberships, please thank our dear OG Fun to Ski. Appreciate you, baby. You're very kind to me. Okay, let's go. But so, Miss Katie, she says that Sebastian got up. She thought he first got up to get breakfast. Now that's a problem, and I pointed this out a long time ago. Let's say Katie's room is right here, and she walks out of her room, and this is the kitchen, and then this is the living room, and then this is Sebastian's bedroom. If she thought he got up to get breakfast, well, she walked straight past the kitchen, through the kitchen. So how did she think he got up to get breakfast if she walked through the damn kitchen? I'm just asking. That would not be what I initially thought. Now, Katie, according to her story, she reacted very quickly. She checked her. Really, they live in a beautiful home that they worked hard for, and she looked through all of this house, got in her car within just seconds, mere seconds. Melanie, thank you so much for 16 months, sweetheart. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you so much for your continued support, Miss Melanie. Really appreciate you. Good to see you. With the layout of the home, there is no way. I agree. It just doesn't make sense. So,
a house. My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic in the way that I did.
Sheer panic.
And basically for every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain that
yeah,
I've never known pain like this before.
Listen, I agree. Katie is in pain. I think that something happened and she knows more. That's just my opinion.
And walk me through the events that happened, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime, and then some I let him stay up a little late. And when I
now, listen, everything in life should be moderation. I believe in moderation, and moderation is what my mama always told me. But in this house, it was militant. It was literally militant. Everything was, very strict with Sebastian, with his bedtime, and all of that. And out of all the nights, Sunday night, after a big day for Sebastian, going and to bowling not bowling, out to these stores and all of this, and letting him come home after having dinner, and then letting him stay up till late. I believe if Katie was right there on the couch speaking to her husband, who claims he was out of town, and she heard a thud and said, "I don't care what you're doing in there, but knock it off and go to bed," she would have made sure her son was in bed. Sebastian also took medication at night, which knocks him out. When I say knocks him out, I mean going to sleep. It makes him sleep. That is what they did at night. Thank you, Magdalena. Appreciate you very much, my dear. Thank you. Happy birthday, Justin. Hope you had a nice birthday. I did. Thank you. I came to Canada from Poland exactly 30 years ago today. That's amazing, Magdalena. Oh, I'd love to hear your stories. That's amazing. Appreciate you, darling. Thank you very much for your support. I would love to hear your story sometimes. You would be willing to share it with me. Thank you so much, Magdalena. You're very sweet to me, my dear. Much love to you, and thank you for caring so much about all these cases. And remember CP's Facebook post about the lion, and it was talking about hunting down their prey. It was extremely disturbing. I do remember that. Yeah, I forgot. A pretty good day. Her tone of voice sounds so odd when she said that. It's just not believable, in my opinion. Wasn't believable then, it's still not believable, but that's just my opinion.
Told him to go to bed, you know. He's like, I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies.
Listen,
and he went to bed.
I don't believe that. Love you, Mama. Love you, puppies. And he went to bed. I don't believe it the way she says it.
And I went to bed around midnight. Everything seemed fine.
Seemed fine.
And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house.
Thank you, love.
And that's when I panicked.
And when you panicked, what'd you do?
First thing I did was call my husband, and I said, he's not here. My husband said, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not in the house. And he said, immediately just started, did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here? And I ran through the house. And at that point, I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And we three-wayed the police. And
that's right. They three-way the police. Three-way the police, not 911. They three-way the non-emergency number. Now, this is early in the morning, before even the police station is their main line is even open. And I've called that the exact same time in the morning as they called. And it says, you've reached Hendersonville Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and call 911. So what did they do? They hang up and they don't call 911. They call the non-emergency dispatch. Non-emergency dispatch for their 15-year-old missing stepson. Or stepson for CP. Son for Katie. Hear those dogs barking?
Within minutes they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast. And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing, like she said, we asked questions like, where is he at? Check this, check that. And then we called the sheriff's department. I've called the sheriff's department. I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time.
Now, that's interesting to me as well. He says we called the sheriff's department again, didn't call 911. We called the sheriff's department. Remember, they're on three-way together, and he pretty much stayed on the phone the entire time. It's a three-way call.
And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief. Got a relief.
So the stepfather, who claims he was in Memphis, he says he was at work. He asked for a relief. He got a relief. there is varying accounts to that morning about his behavior, shall we say. And we'll just say that. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate you very much, honey. Thank you. Good to see you, Miss Pam. He was asked to leave because of his attitude. Yes, that is one report. For those of you who don't know, Sebastian's stepfather, he runs the big cranes for big construction companies. And he allegedly was, his attitude, there's reports that his attitude was really terrible that morning.
Got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
And that was, I guess, Monday?
The morning that he was missing, yes.
The morning he was missing.
And so what was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I was like, oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's like hiding.
He's goofing around. The 15-year-old child that never ran away, specifically never ran away without his shoes or coat. And why would he be goofing off at 6 in the morning when he loves school?
And then when we talked about the places to check and he's not there, I was like, okay, stop. Instantly.
I'm out.
Call the police. Instantly. I'm a black and white kind of guy.
And to your knowledge, he didn't take shoes with him, right? He locked the door.
Black or white, but don't call 911. Now, I just try to say both sides here. The reason the stepfather said that he didn't call 911 is because they live out, and they said, you know, he made it faster by him calling directly to the non-emergency number. But they don't live out in the fucking sticks by any stretch of the imagination. Right beside their neighborhood, there's literally a fire department. There's the school right beside their neighborhood. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all.
We're on his way out, or I guess, what are some of the things that you think he did as he left?
We checked for all of his shoes and none of them are missing.
Mm-hmm.
The door was locked.
And what was...
And Sumner County, TBI, you know more about, and I'm not going to say on here, but you guys know more about Sebastian's clothing, don't you? You guys know more about those shoes and stuff, don't you? Which that alone should absolutely tell you something. You know that they wasn't taken, but you know more about that excuse, don't you, Sumner County and TBI? Unbelievable.
There's some discrepancy as to what he was wearing when he went to bed, or what was he last seen wearing? What was he wearing to bed that night?
When he went to bed, he was wearing black sweatpants with white stripes down the side. And he had on a black long sleeve black shirt with a print on the front. I'm pretty sure it was one of his
like Star Wars or Halloween or
he's doing the talking here about what he was wearing last and stuff when he wasn't home. Right now, you might know, you might be able to describe it as the stepfather, but you weren't home, so I would let the mother speak on this.
Yeah,
those are the three main things.
That's the three things that he's majority is on his clothes.
Yeah.
Boy has his flavors.
She's not.
And obviously you guys are going through the unimaginable and then, getting a lot of like the kickback that you've seen on social media. I mean, how much worse has that?
The facts are the facts. I mean, the police know the facts, and all I ask of any.
Yep, Robini. I didn't know if I'm surprised that they put that part out, but yeah, I guess they have to, because this is what's going to be part of this new lawsuit. There is, I'll just say, allegedly, Sebastian being punched in the stomach, as we covered that a little bit ago. Yep. Bingo.
One is, if they're able and willing, is to help find him.
Before Ray just kind of walked out of the house.
He's not a runner. This is not normal for him to run away. He's not a runner.
It just came out, yeah.
And any places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what we've been asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved. I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to ask, I guess, next is, if you were to go out and search right now, if people want to help search, what types of places would you guys look at that he could maybe be at?
Anywhere and everywhere. At this point,
it's been 11 days. He could be anywhere.
Yeah. They've searched the woods. They've searched parks. They've searched creeks. They've searched, at this point,
So I just want to say, so the neighbor noticing Sebastian hiding, that was not Sebastian. The neighbors, most neighbors that live there, hardly even, a lot of them didn't even know Sebastian lived there. But the neighbor got that confused. She thought it was another kid, and it actually wasn't Sebastian hiding. Said he was hiding under a car and stuff like that, but it was not Sebastian. She got that confused.
Anything and everything.
Anywhere that he could be staying out of the weather or getting food, or, I mean, honestly, at this point, he could genuinely be anywhere.
How hopeful are you two that he will come home?
I will never give up hope on finding my child.
Optimism is at its highest, regardless.
Our son is out there. We're going to find him.
And now just, I mean, publicly, like, obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
Everybody has an opinion and their assumptions, and they are entitled to those. But as I've stated before, all we've asked people to do is to look at the facts, not what everybody's putting out there. If they have questions, call the law enforcement agencies, and they'll give you whatever they can give you. But the assumptions are just that. They are an assumption, your opinions. We pray for everybody, for hopefully this never happens to you. And if it ever does, then you'll understand. But I pray it doesn't.
And they're doing their job. They're looking everywhere they can their goal is the same. We just want to find him.
If you could say something to Sebastian, if he's listening right now, what would you say to him?
I would say that we love you and we miss you and we want you to come home. And just know that we all care about you so much.
You're not in trouble. That door's unlocked and waiting for you to come home. Your puppies miss you. Your family misses you. I miss you. Just come home.
Anything else that you two want to add? Or
I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time. And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief, got a relief, got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville. Father, the mother, and myself have been extremely cooperative.
I believe this was the first interview that they did. The first interview that they ever spoke about Sebastian was on YouTube, actually. They didn't go straight to the news or anything. They went to me, it was kind of like a test run, if you ask me. That's just my opinion on it. But he says, the father, the mother, hey, Nana, love you, mama. The father, the mother, and myself have been extremely cooperative. And that's great. I applaud all three for being cooperative. But I always say cooperative does not mean truthful. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It means you're talking to the police. You might answer them or whatever, but it doesn't mean truthful.
We have been vetted. We have been checked out. We have been questioned and everything of that nature, and literally have been cleared. There is no wrongdoing. There is no negative input from the parents or any of the family.
And you can, in my opinion, you can always tell in these cases from training I've had, and you think of you'll see these cases and you'll notice that there are people that is more worried about clearing their name than finding their missing loved one, and that should set up alarm bells, in my opinion. Because you may not like fingers being pointed at you. I completely understand that. But it's not about the finger pointing when your child or your loved one is missing. It's let's just fucking find them. And once we find them, you'll see what happened. Period. Yes, Justin, where's the FBI open up? Do I still have that? Yeah, I still have that. Hold on. I still have that.
FBI, open up! FBI, open up!
I still have that. Their face is not being shown. No. Yeah. Nope. No one will be cleared till Sebastian is found. And, or, you know, it just depends what happened to Sebastian. You know, this is my opinion, and I don't believe Sebastian is alive. But we don't 100% know what happened to Sebastian. Now, Seth, as a father, he believes his son is still alive. And I hope more than anything, God, amen, I pray Sebastian is alive and okay. But he's almost 18. He's almost 18 now, right? And at 18, there's, you know, wherever he's at, he should have autonomy of his own self. But I don't think Sebastian is alive. I pray I'm wrong. Sassy, thank you so much for joining again. Appreciate you, darling. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate that. Yes, he will be 18 December 7th. Yeah.
You know, and it's hard for a lot of folks. I mean, I will be honest and say this out loud. I have a custody case that is currently going on in another state, which has been
on walks and things like that?
Actually, off his medicine.
I really would like to get a billboard up for Sebastian.
Now, Sebastian took medications during the day. He took medications during the night. He had a chromosomal deletion. He has autism. He is autistic, and the medications would be very important for him to have. That's just another reason why I feel like wherever Sebastian is, he's clearly probably not taking medication, and therefore it just kind of makes me think I don't think he's still with us. Hey, electronic medium, good to see you, girl. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for the birthday wishes, babe. It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you, love. Thank you for the birthday wishes. You're so cute. Thank you. I want your time to come on, but I don't ever chat. I just want to say happy birthday. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate you. Thank you all. Very kind. Thank you, babes.
One of the first things that was asked is because he left when it was very dark outside, was if he might have taken a flashlight. And he actually has one that he plays with regularly, and I can't find it.
I can't find it.
So it's likely that he took it.
Okay.
So they claim that Sebastian may have taken one of those little, it's like a promo thing that they give you, that'll say, Michael's Dry Cleaner or whoever the fuck, just a little promo with the, it'll say like a business name or whatever, that he might have taken a flashlight. And again, I find it very convenient because I do believe that there was activity outside of Sebastian's house that night. I believe that there was flashlights of some sort, in my opinion, but there are people that don't, and whatever you believe, you believe. Hey, Trishy, 24 months. Good to see you, darling. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you, my dear. And that is true, UA. Yes, my dear. Good to see you. There aren't those aren't life-sustaining medications, though. However, abruptly discontinuing those can increase SHS. Yes, that's true. I mean, he's not going, like, if he doesn't take the medications, it's not going to unalive him, right? But still, it's not like a Nancy Guthrie story where she literally had to have her medications to live. But regardless, he needed them, but it could create some withdrawal, of course, or whatever. Not a doctor, not a nurse, urine research, all that stuff. 18 months, 2 dozen roses. Good to see you, darling. Awesome, Seth Rogers. Prayers for Sebastian. You finally get answers. I want answers. I think we should all want answers. Like, this needs to be put to bed, put to rest, and answers for the family, for everybody. Trishy, thank you so much, baby. Today's my birthday. Not belated. Thank you so much, Trishy. Appreciate you. So happy about the yes. Me too. Me too. I wasn't even going to go live today, actually, but this was. I'm just so happy for this.
He likes to.
He loves being around the family. He loves, just being a kid.
He's not very outdoorsy. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said goodnight. Mom, I love you. Said goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
So in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake up? Around 6 o'clock? So were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be already in the shower?
I took a
in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes. About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband and I said, I can't find him. He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, and he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes they were here. They responded within minutes, and here we go.
So you said you were on the phone with her, so you were not home?
No, ma'am. Okay. I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude project. So it's, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, it was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
Within minutes, they're at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars. They had cars from here down.
Now, Katie, the mother, she after she checked the house, she says she got in her car, searches the neighborhood, and then goes to the high school right next to where they live, which was where Sebastian went to school, and there's video of Katie doing that. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't seem like she's looking, but that's just my opinion on that.
To
the main
road, as far as I could tell.
So what's going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking? Is it this, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
He's not a runner. He's not a runner. She doesn't know why he walked out the door. They say nothing was wrong that evening. He was in his room. They had a good evening. They played, and sometimes between, I guess her going to bed allegedly at midnight and 6 a.m., he left. I don't believe that, but that's the story.
We're going to enlarge and slow down this video.
Okay, hold on one second. We're not going to get to that. 1 second here.
Get him ready for school. Up early in the morning. Does around midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Right around midnight. Just before midnight or right around midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So then mom does go to bed and wakes up early in the morning.
Now, again, he's, some people criticize this, some people don't. I personally criticize this part because he's speaking for Katie when he says he wasn't there. Now, some people say, well, that's her. Katie and Chris are married. Of course, he can speak for his wife, and I take that point. But I just feel like it's so important for Katie to tell the story that she and Sebastian lived that night with her own words. You know what I mean? With her own words. And in my opinion, this seems very put together. It seems very how can I say it? The steps are there, right? Mom does this. Even the way he describes it, mom does this, son does this, mom does this, son does this. That's not the way we're talking. It's very scripted. That's not the way we speak naturally when we're going through something.
To go wake her son up, get him ready for school. And now we have a worried mom who can't find her son in the house. Mom made an effort to look and search several times. Me at the time and asked me, she was.
Mom has searched several times. No, Katie said she went and searched several times. It's just not a it's not a normal speech pattern, nor. So yeah.
I can't find him. I was like, do what? She goes, yeah, I cannot find him. I said, well, hang on. I made the phone call and reported it to the sheriff's department because that's what we're supposed to do. And within 10 minutes, the sheriffs were dispatched to the location.
Cameras in the area, and I did see, Kim, that they were asking for people that had any Ring doorbell footage or any businesses that had camera footage. Talk to us about that, Chris. We did speak about that briefly earlier about the people getting all the footage, but they haven't found anything.
Our entire neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods have voluntarily and with generosity given up any video footage that they've got. I mean, they have let the departments come in and view and monitor. So as far as cameras, everybody has turned over everything. There's thousands of hours of stuff that they are combing through to try to find an answer.
It looks like
he's a fish in the water. I'm gonna tell you right now that but here's the distinction. He is not a child that likes to get dirty. He can't stand his hands dirty. He can't stand bugs. He is fearful of flies and things. So if he swims, he is a pool kid. He's not I'm a river and a stream kind of kid. He is.
I mean, he is fearful of bugs and all of that. And he's not going to walk around without shoes or anything.
Swimming pool bound. Old data for all the caves, underground voids, all of that stuff that could be accessible. They've brought in teams from all over the state that specialize in either cave explorations, water recovery rescues. We don't know that they have drained a pond. I can say that much, but they have, sure, they've walked. I couldn't tell you how many miles of creeks and waterways, and they've used cameras.
That's when you took the picture of him, correct?
Yes, my wife was at Costco on Saturday.
Yeah, not
the shirt
Sunday.
That's in the flyer where it says Optimism was on a Saturday. They were at BJ's on Sunday.
And when it comes to a restaurant or
no, they are all wholesale, like a commissary style stores where they sell in bulk.
So Costco Saturday, BJ's on Sunday.
Yes,
he loves to eat all the samples, and BJ's is new, so I took him.
You're a good mom. Looks like Missing in USA says, why
Okay, we're going to come back to this in just a second, but I want to go to this. This is with Smiley. Why is it not working?
That's a safety thing.
Yeah, I
But
understand that. Don't do that.
yeah, but what I can say is there's only 2 doors in the house that he could have gone out where he could have locked
From the
on his
outside.
own or from the outside. And the one he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
So this is one of the biggest things about this case, other than the fact that there is no evidence that Sebastian walked off on his own. Not only is there no evidence, he's just not the type of kid to do that. But there's the front door, there's the garage door. Beside the garage door, there is another door. They call it the man door. And in the back patio, there is a door. The Sebastian he did not like the sound of the garage door. He was fearful of that. He wouldn't go out that door. The man door was locked. The back door was locked. This is coming from the parents. And the only door that he could have went out of was the front door. The front door. There's cameras across the street. There's cameras in the neighborhood. And he didn't go out the front door. He didn't go out the front door. Deb, thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you. Love you to pieces, honey. Appreciate you, all that you do, Miss Deb. Thank you very much. Not when he can swim. And would have never went in a nasty pond. No.
Everybody would have. Plus, it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So by suspicion,
Dale, I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah.
yes, camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So,
Okay, listen to that.
Looked at all that.
Yeah.
yes, camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay, so the question Smiley asked, this was a very interesting question for me, the way Smiley asked this. How this interview happened was I was live and I had Josh and Smiley, and I might have had someone else up when this story was going on. And Chris had told me he would do an interview with me, but he wouldn't come up. And so he texted Smiley and he said, go live. Because I think he was a little bit triggered, to be honest with you. And so I told Smiley, I said, get off, go live, let him do an interview. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, go. And she asked the question to Chris, if somebody would go to the front door, and, like knock on the door to get Sebastian or whatever, could that have happened? And Chris says, oh no, because if that would have happened, they would have been seen on camera. And I'm like, well, if you're absolutely right, if someone walked up to the front door that wasn't Sebastian to get Sebastian, of course it would have been seen on camera. There was cameras in the neighborhood. There's a camera right across the street. So to me, if Sebastian was walking out of the front door, he would have been seen on camera, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So,
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So by suspicion or reasonable elimination of all these doors, it's front door.
Okay. And there was no windows unlocked or anything like that y'all can tell or could tell. I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah, with the screens intact and things like that.
Yeah, nothing exterior of the building of our house has been altered.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why it was like, not only that, but for him to go out the window, so to speak, he would have landed in the flower bed and, barefooted. Yeah, we'd have heard something because he had landed on it and screamed.
Yeah.
and that's where he, again, I always try to give just both sides of the story on this. Give my opinion, obviously, as well. But Chris said he wasn't at home that night. And, the question was asked, Chris, if Sebastian, could he have went out his window? And he's like, no, we would have heard something. Now, you could say on one end, well, he might have said that, because he lives there. And he was just, saying that. Or you could say, how the hell would you know? You would have heard something if you weren't at home. So just giving both sides of that. For me, it's, I recognize both sides on that, but what bothers me more than anything in the beginning was Chris was trying to, again, in my opinion, he was trying to control the narrative by speaking for Katie whenever Katie was the one home with Sebastian and he wasn't. And like I said, she experienced it. Let her talk.
House for him, because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But after I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat, but I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already
Cough.
At this point I was like hysterical and I was crying and screaming. And
This, I will never get over, in my opinion. I will never get over this part of the interview because it is as obvious to me, in my opinion, as the day is long, how this is scripted, in my opinion. And she's talking about this, he's already doing this, he's already doing that. Well, there is no he other than Sebastian. And the he that is missing is Sebastian, which you are trying to find. So you can't be talking about Sebastian with the he because you don't know where Sebastian is. So you wouldn't be using that in your verbiage. And then you can tell Chris obviously has one cough, and then it goes off the rails with Katie, because after that cough, she gets incredibly nervous. And then she is doing this to point to get her shit together. You can see the anxiety raise, in my opinion.
I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like three-wayed law enforcement and was telling them our son is missing.
See, she's talking about he was like all of this. And then she says she three ways. And who is this he? Well, we know she called Chris, but who's this he beforehand?
Find him, and he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "He's not in this effing house. I can't find our son." And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like three-wayed law enforcement, and
you don't have to do this when you're speaking authentically, when you're speaking from the heart, when you're speaking about your missing kid. You don't have to do this. This is a recall. This is a recall. Whenever we are learning as students, especially in other countries, we will do a certain a body motion because it helps us remember, and we'll do things like this to remember. It's obvious as shit, in my opinion.
Was telling them our son is missing and we don't know what's going on, and he was like, "Go back to the house, they're on their way." And I drove back to the house, and 20 days later.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Me? Locked and loaded. Have you made the drive from Clarksville to the home? I have. From the drive from Clarksville to their home, I have. It's very sad. Yeah, Seth has nothing to do with it. Aim, thank you, 16 months. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the happiest of birthdays, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate you very much. Zelda, girl, where you been? How you doing? 29 months. What a legend. So good to see you, my friend. Really, really do appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, baby. I know a lot of people have strong feelings about this case, guys, and people have varying opinions. People get in their feelings. I understand that. But I get it. Trust. Okay. We all want Sebastian found. We might disagree on how it happened.
Well, that the Sumner County Sheriff's Office has reiterated that people should be keeping their own personalized searches around their property. The Sheriff's Office also is asking people to check their home surveillance videos, specifically between last Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. And so keep searching through your video. Again, if you have video that is of interest, you can send that directly to Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we have where you can upload it on our website, newschannel5.com.
No, Sherry is the most least judgmental person ever. She's actually so non-judgmental it annoys me. Sometimes I'm like, with these cases, I'm like, Sherry, you how can you not say? That's why I love her, though. Let me play that again, so I got to comment.
Well, that the Sumner County Sheriff's Office has reiterated that people should be keeping their own personalized searches around their property. The Sheriff's Office also is asking people to check their home surveillance videos, specifically between last Sunday afternoon through Monday morning.
Okay. the sheriff's office in TPI asked them to look for Sunday afternoon into the early hours of Monday. Now, whenever you think about that, just go back to recently, like Javia's case. They were asking for 2 weeks in advance. Sebastian, according to his mother, did not go missing till after she went to bed midnight. On Saturday, she was talking to her husband on the phone from, like, we'll just say 10 to right before midnight, 10 p.m. to just before midnight on Sunday evening. At midnight, it becomes Monday morning. She goes to bed midnight. Sebastian, according to her, went missing between midnight and 6 a.m. Monday morning. Why is law enforcement asking for Sunday evening whenever we know Sebastian and Katie, they were running around all day, had dinner, all of that, came home? Why would they be asking before Sebastian went missing? There would be no point unless they thought, in my opinion, something was going on. Just like I said in Javia's case, they were asking for 2 weeks prior, and there was a reason for that. Obviously, Javia's parents are now arrested, but Javia's in South Carolina, they did a fucking amazing job. Amazing job. Is this the boy who went missing from his bedroom in the morning? Yes. Yes. Yeah, they have him on camera at the restaurant. Yeah.
And so keep searching through your video. Again, if you have if you have video that is of interest, you can send that directly to Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we have where you can upload it on our website, newschannel5.com.
My dogs are going nuts. I'm sorry. I got 2 little ankle biters over here.
They didn't like that question, apparently.
No, they didn't. I mean, honestly, because,
if there was something major going on or something, she needed a 911 paramedic at the house, I'm sure she's called 911 and got a paramedic.
I mean, I think there's nothing more of emergency than your 15-year-old autistic child going missing when his shoes are in the house and his coat and his cell phone and all that, who's never done that before. They would have called 911. Katie would have called 911 had that have been the case. But in this case, nothing major. Right?
No. We didn't know what was going on at the very moment. So she did what she did. She called me. We talked. We did this. We'll look this. We'll look that. Next thing you know, hang tight. And I called the sheriff's office. And I got directly through the sheriff's office, immediately called the dispatch.
Now, I don't agree with that. He says he immediately got through the sheriff's office. I think he uses some wording there. And then he says, I got right through the sheriff's office, and then I immediately called dispatch. Okay. If you got right through the sheriff's office, why would you need to call dispatch? I've called the sheriff's office same exact time as Sebastian, or the 911 call went through, or the time he called, not the 911 call, the time he called the sheriff's office, and they weren't open. You get this recording that says, thank you for calling the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. It's not that they're closed, but he says, if you call. This is Sumner County Sheriff's Office. I've got the recording. I've showed it a million times. If this is an emergency, please hang up and call 911. They need you to call 911. They don't need you to call the sheriff's office.
Gave the call. But then I think
For me, in a lot of these cases, it's never just one thing. Because there is always things in cases that nobody is doing anything foul play in, but it will just seem off. Maybe this you can't explain, maybe that you can't explain. It's just never going to make sense. For me, there is always a lot of things, a lot of little things, if you will. Maybe they're big things, but it's a lot of them with a combination of all, right? A lot of things aren't aligning that should be.
10 minutes of that call, they were at the house. I mean, it was a very fast response. No.
One thing to Chris, do you think that Seth had anything to do with the disappearance of his child?
No.
100% at your soul, you don't believe you,
I don't
Katie,
feel
or
he
Seth?
does. No, absolutely not. And everybody has their own opinions, but Seth was at work. After I got off the phone with law enforcement, I told Katie, I said, I'll call you right back. Next phone call, the immediately next phone call I made was directly to Seth. Immediately. I called his phone. It went to voicemail. I didn't leave a voicemail. I sent him a text. As soon as you get this, call
Amy
me
Joe, good to see you, dear. The update is that Seth has filed 2 federal lawsuits alleging that the government agencies failed Sebastian, one before his disappearance and another one during the investigation with the Tennessee DCS, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, in the initial investigation, and the records that kind of point toward. So I would probably go back because I play some interviews, the new interviews that are out. There's some new allegations that, again, in these reports that allege Chris hit Sebastian in the stomach and stuff. There's a lot of reports. There's a lot of things. So I would go back if I was you. Scroll almost back to the beginning because it's you really want to see it.
911. Still to this day, that's exactly what I told him. And he called me, and I told him. And
It's a big update.
I'll never forget that conversation. I won't. Nope. But I told him. He went to the house. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just promise you, it is very straight, black and white, no gray area. It's right down the middle.
And
here it is.
And Chris, I realize that people are speculating that your mother was there at the house when Seth arrived. And everyone's like, oh, Chris's mom was there. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't know what Katie and the relationship between Katie and Chris's mother was like. And Chris probably called his mother to have her go over there and be with Katie until he could get there to comfort Katie.
Yes, I did that. I did ask my mom to go to my house.
See,
yes.
That's what I have been trying to tell people. He had her go over there you had her go over to be with Katie until you could get home.
So here's a little cool little tidbit. So you know how certain phone companies have these trackers for their phones to track their kids and things like that.
Right.
No, guys, don't
we have
listen.
that.
Guys, don't time out anybody if they disagree. As long as they're respectful, don't time anybody out at all. Let people have their opinions. If they support Chris or Katie or none of the family, whatever, don't time them out. Don't time them out. I don't know if you guys are or anything. I just saw someone saying, just making sure I haven't been timed out. Or no, you have no. Okay, sorry. No, you're not going to be timed out. No.
And it's not just me and Katie and the kids. It's actually my whole family's involved with it. And we have that Life 360 on our phones. And if people stop to, and this is what I was leading to, but if
And we have that Life 360 on our phones.
people would just stop and think about this. The first 8 days, there's not one aspect of mine, Katie's, or Seth's life that has not been combed through 20 times over. I'm sorry that you're thinking wrong, because it has happened. Every family member, any direct family member that we've had contact with, and I'm sure they reached out to Seth's side too and did the same thing.
1000% Emmy.
I mean,
1000%. I don't agree with. I love, creators and stuff, but I don't agree with 100% of everything they say. You don't have to agree with 100% of everything I say. It just is what it is.
everybody.
It's just people
who
get passionate.
Had
They
a
get worked up.
possibility. They have interviewed. They have alibis. They've got evidence. This person was here at this time. This person was here at this time. And that's what kind of upset me that night on that show when Seth said.
Was it at the dam, UA? Was it at the dam?
That because that is missing, and unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. That is the most unique aspect of this case.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Midnight to 6 a.m. Sebastian could have had anywhere from
They did a great
a
job.
couple feet outside the house to potentially up to maybe 24 miles away.
Okay.
If you do the math.
Thank you.
On an average, we'll play it conservative. Let's say 2 miles in an hour.
I mean, come on. Sebastian didn't walk 2 miles in an hour barefoot. Nobody seeing him. Not a fucking scent. Come on. Let's get real, folks. Can we... No matter if you agree or disagree with this case, like anybody with a fucking brain, in my opinion, can know that Sebastian didn't walk 2 miles an hour barefooted without a coat, not being seen, and not a scent, and nobody seeing him. Like, come on.
Okay, so from the house to 12 miles out, we don't know. But there's nothing to show.
In February.
I mean, nothing. There's no evidence, no nothing.
Yeah. Do you have an idea?
Sebastian's smart enough. He knows if he needs help to go to find an adult.
Sebastian, from what I understand, from his school people, I'll just say, you guys know I've spoken to people that came to me, and Sebastian had no problem. That's exactly right, lady. We all care. That's not a bad thing. Amen. People that know Sebastian at that school, they said Sebastian had absolutely no problem asking for help at all. And that is one thing the teachers agree on. That's one thing Chris and Katie says, and that's one thing Seth says, is that Sebastian, if he was in trouble, had no problem asking for help. Now, we don't see Sebastian out, leaving his house.
I mean, he knows, like, look for law enforcement, look for,
Where did he go?
he's taught the basics,
Right.
When he's at school, something happens, what do? You find a teacher. Out in town, you get lost, what do? You find the nearest adult and tell them you're lost, And I'm sure Seth has done the same thing to help teach him certain things. I mean, there's nothing to say that Sebastian wouldn't seek out people, because I truly deep down feel that he would. He would seek help no matter what. And some even extended family that was looked at the electronic devices.
I find this interesting.
And some even extended family that was looked at.
Extended family was looked at. One thing that is in, like, I understand that they've got to look around, especially in this case, because again, they didn't see Sebastian leave out the front door, or any door from that matter. And then Sebastian's stepfather says, even distant family was looked at their electronics. Now, I find that interesting because, let's take, Chris's family, because Katie's family doesn't live in that area or anything. If they're looking at their devices and all that, remember, they're saying Sebastian walked out on his own. But apparently, in my opinion, they're not believing that. If Chris's mom said, where was you between midnight and 6 a.m.? Well, I was at home asleep. They would be easily able to verify that. But yet they're still looking at, all the electronics and all that, in my opinion. Hey, Hobo, good to see you, baby.
Looked at the electronic devices, things like that, just to get the clarification that people were where they were when they said they were. If there was no forms of communication that took place because somebody thought that this, and this. And I promise you, absolutely zero chance that they missed a device.
Chris, I have watched them.
And his crew, I believe, has seen the same maps that we've all seen. The 5 mile radius from the house has been very thoroughly checked. Now, am I going to say 1,000% every little grass blade has been inspected? No.
Chris talks about he rode around with law enforcement then, and he did. In my opinion, they did ride around with Chris, and I believe they took him to a dam.
But
close by.
As much as they have searched, I'd say going outside of the 5 mile radius would be a good start. Instead of just staying inside of that 5 mile radius. Now, if there is something, that has not been discovered, or somebody comes across something and it may suggest otherwise, by all means, I am not going to say don't. But I mean, if we just stay inside that 5 mile radius, then we are not doing Sebastian any justice.
If you've not seen my live stream on it's one of my most recent live streams on Sebastian Rogers, probably like 2 or 3 lives back. Once the last time I've done Sebastian Rogers, it's been a while, but and I would recommend, if you haven't seen it, The Nerdy Addict. He went to Hendersonville. He spoke with Chris. He's got some very good reporting on. A year later, they went to with a warrant to Chris and Katie's house because they needed some. They had a warrant, I'll just say, and highly interested in some cameras and some specific areas. Okay. I can't go into some things about that, but this is why it is extremely frustrating, because Seth knows, a couple of us know, a thing or two, and Nerdy did some really good reporting on that, I gotta say, and they know more, but they're certain law enforcement aren't biting on that.
Right, and I completely understand that.
Hold on, it's not working here. 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Go to this. Give me a second.
Well, that
was looked at the electronic device, that they missed a device.
Chris, I have watched them.
Mile radius has been from the house, has been all seen.
Watched them.
And his crew, I believe, has seen the same maps that we've all seen. The 5 mile radius has been from the house, has been very thoroughly checked. Now, am I going to say 1,000% every little grass blade has been in justice?
Right, and I completely understand that.
That's a safety thing.
Yeah, I
but,
understand that. Don't do that.
Yeah, but what I can say is there's only 2 doors in the house that he could have gone out, where he could have locked
From the
on his
outside.
own from the outside. And the one, he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would have, plus it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it.
Okay, so he says the doors are locked. The back door, the man door, he won't go out the garage door. The one door makes a lot of noise. Sebastian would never go out that door, number one, because he didn't like the sound of that door. He didn't like the sound of the garage door, and they were dead-bolted shut. He couldn't have walked out it, and you can't, do the deadbolt unless you have a key, and he didn't have a key. So he says the only one logical is the front door. And then he said, plus he would have been seen on camera, which is interesting because we just played this clip in the beginning where the news today, where they said, obviously Katie worked for a camera company and their cameras weren't working, right? The lady who installs cameras in security, their cameras weren't working that night. Allegedly in the house and all that. Second thing is, yes, everybody would have seen it or everybody would have heard it. Well, there's only Katie in the house, right?
That way.
Okay.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would.
Jessica, how you doing, girl? So good to see you. Thank you for 28 months of support, my dear. So good to see you. Appreciate you very, very much. Got all kinds of OGs here tonight. Thank you, Miss Jessica. Really, really appreciate your continued 28 months of support. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Leslie, thank you for the sparkles. Thank you all for the gifts. I will get to them. I can't see them on my end, but I promise you I'll get to them at the end of this. Yes, please hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Christy. Appreciate you.
And plus, it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
And the second thing is, how would it have been seen on camera if Sebastian went out that door, but if he goes out the front door, or it's not seen on camera? The neighbor's camera across the street, their doorbell ring was so sensitive that whenever Sebastian's home lights turned on or off, the camera would flick on. So it's another interesting thing. Hey, Crazy, thank you, baby. Can we not talk about KK's bestie from the out-of-state being at the house real early? Why is it hush hush? Been curious from the jump. So I don't know. I'm not totally convinced that she was there. Like, when do you mean? When did you say? Like that she was there really early? I'm not totally convinced on that, to be quite honest with you. Just like and again, some of y'all, you guys are free to believe whatever you want in this case, because we don't have answers. But just like what party was it? They said it was a poker party or something like that. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I was very confused in the beginning. Don't believe the fucking poker party for nothing. I need to. I haven't talked about Sebastian in a while. I need to go back and look on it. Let me get back to you on that, Crazy Buck. Real Me Too says, I believe she was there per Seth. I do believe she was there, but I don't remember when it was. I don't know if it was early that morning or after, whatever. But I do believe that there was help with Sebastian going missing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, darling. So good to see you, honey. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, Lovey. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. It's so good to see you. The friend was allegedly there on Thursday and Friday because Friday was a school day off. Yeah. One thing I do know, and I hate to say this because I just can't say everything, but one thing I do know is Sunday evening, we're not being told everything. Well, I mean, the public was not told everything that happened that day. Particularly when Katie and Sebastian went home. Nope. Not being told everything. I'll tell you, for example, Katie has said, we went to get groceries and all that, and they didn't get groceries. She got like 3 things at where was it, BJ's or whatever. They didn't get shit there. They got like 3 things, 3 random things. It wasn't like carrying groceries in like we carry groceries in at all. But I'm talking about once Sebastian and Katie got home, they didn't tell y'all everything. Zelda, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for gifting a pearl necklace. Really, really do appreciate you, Miss Zelda. It's so good to see you. All kinds of OGs in here today. Thank you so much. If you received that, make sure you thank our girl, Miss Zelda. Appreciate you very, very much, honey. CP said they had cameras. They watched him to sneak in the kitchen for oh, well. Yes. Yes. Sebastian got bitched out a lot of times. I'll just say, in my opinion, for that. I disagree with you on that, UA. I disagree with you on that. But a lot of people disagree on this case. Lots of people aren't reliable sources, in my opinion. She was there when the helicopter flying over. She was there when the helicopter flying over, searching for Sebastian Monday morning. ? Lori, her Jeep was parked in front of the house, allegedly. I showed the helicopter, and there was Chris's car, Katie's car, the senior Proudfoot's. I don't know who the other one. It could have been Lori's. You were right. It could have been Lori's, but I don't know. I need to look back on that. Miss Smiley, what you doing, girl? How you doing? What mother says her child rummages for snacks? Sebastian stuffed a lot of food in his room behind his bed and stuff. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, darling. Good to see you, honey. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Oops. Thank you, the pearl or the things, guys. Guys, everyone has their own opinion. Absolutely. Chris said they watched Sebastian try to sneak snacks. Yes. Well, the thing that they did come back a year later, and in that they were very, very interested with the cameras inside of the home. I recommend everyone going to Nerdy Addicts and watching on that. I did it a couple lives, like I said, talking about Sebastian. Justin, wasn't KP and Sebastian picked up from their home by a relative? No, they weren't picked up. They picked up someone. Amber, thank you so much for the heart, honey. Appreciate you, my dear. Well, CP himself said he whipped Sebastian with the belt, and now admitted he hit him in the stomach, according to news reports. Well, I don't know what the news reports alleges that Chris did that, but that I don't know if they're saying. I don't know if it said Chris said that, but all I will say is that there are claims that. Oh, did you not hear it, Sherry? Let me see here. I can see if I can find it. 1 second. Huh? Let me see here. It's this right here. Give me a second. We'll see what it says. I can't remember if that's what, I know what some of the things say, but I'm not going to say. My internet's shit.
When I get to my truck, in
One
and out of the
second.
house,
Anything seem off?
and you in the house.
Oh no, this is that interview. 1 second here. Give me a second, guys. Bear with me, guys.
Walked in and nobody even asked me who I was.
I'm going to
You were
find
just
it.
free to walk through the home.
I was free to walk anywhere.
In the first few days, how difficult was that for you to
Okay,
see
here we
what
go.
is unfolding?
I was searching for my son.
I really like this reporter. I'm glad it's not Nick Bearass. What I call him, Nick Bearass. The thing that I really appreciate about, and we've talked about this in the Nancy Guthrie case as well. A lot of local reporters fold to their local law enforcement is because that's where they get their sources from. And so they don't want to, push them back too much. But there are reporters like this guy. And I think that the other guy's name, he's local to Tennessee. I think his name's Phil. He's an older gentleman. They don't care. They will fight it tooth and nail, aggressively. Okay. Let me find those reports where it talks about. Okay, here we go. Listen to this, where it talks about allegedly Sebastian being hit in the stomach. I'll just say.
Complaint claims, that's where some of its most serious allegations begin. In your question, if the investigation lost steam in the early days, what happened during those first critical hours? Because the complaint claims, that's where some of its most serious allegations begin. And your lawsuit says this investigation, its focus was critically marred from the beginning.
It was dead on arrival. This looks to me like an amateur investigation.
That's Seth Rogers, attorney Darren
This is Seth Rogers' attorney, and
Ritchie. The first
kicking
allegation centers on the home itself. The lawsuit claims investigators never secured the Proudfoot home as a potential crime scene, allowing reporters and family members inside before it was fully processed.
That alone from the jump started this on a faulty road.
But the lawsuit says there was something else investigators should have been asking about: home security cameras, because according to the suit, they weren't working the day Sebastian disappeared. Do you have evidence that those security cameras at the home were offline and investigators didn't determine why?
I just know that they have not been able to get any footage from those cameras. I don't know why, but I know that that would have been the first key element of any evidence to collect in this case.
The lawsuit argues that should have raised immediate questions because Katie Proudfoot installs and services security cameras for a living. But the suit claims the missed opportunities didn't end there. It also alleges investigators never verified Chris Proudfoot's alibi that he was 3 hours away when Sebastian disappeared. What evidence says Chris Proudfoot's alibi wasn't verified?
We have looked at the police reports on this matter, and we do not see where they were able to verify his alibi. They may say that
shit, a brick. I was muted like a mother chicken. Apologize. So I was saying that Seth's interview, I'll talk in a fucking minute, guys. Seth's attorney said that, claims that they did not verify very good like they were supposed to, even in the documents, from what I understand, where Chris's alibi was that morning. And I tend to agree with them. I'll spit it out in a minute. Got the brain of a damn hamster sometimes. And I was saying, Miss Sherry, I said, Chad's not grumpy. I said, just people have very strong feelings on this case. People's got very strong opinions on this case. You was on a roll. Yes, I was spitting it out, girl. And then when I unmute, everything goes to hell. That's when I'm like,
the alibi is safe and is accurate, but I don't see the steps that they took to get there.
The complaint also describes an alleged tip from a nurse at Sebastian's doctor's office who claimed Katie Proudfoot canceled an appointment just 3 days before Sebastian vanished. The suit claims that lead was never adequately pursued. And it further alleges the sheriff's office was already part of a child protective team looking into abuse allegations involving Sebastian after Chris Proudfoot allegedly struck him in the stomach.
There you go. So there was, I'll just say allegedly, investigations that was going on about Sebastian being struck in the stomach. Guys, like, I just can't tell you, I'll just speak from my opinion. If this ever, and hopefully it will, Sebastian will be found and there will be a trial. I still believe that there will. When everything comes out, it's going to be very, very, very shocking. None of us know everything, but a couple of us know a little bit more, I think. I'll say that. And I just don't see how some people just can't see it, to be honest with you. But, you know, this is the thing. We all grow, right? And sometimes it takes us time to move a little bit, to see things differently in our own time. So, you know, just because someone may disagree, you know, maybe in time you might change or they might change, but, you know, there are certain things that I know in this case that if people knew, I think there's just certain things in this case that if people knew, the public, it would be different, I think. But the CPS reports will show it all. Well, I think CPS failed miserably in this. I think CPS failed miserably, and others failed miserably. But I just don't think some people can tolerate kids. Yeah, few of us know. And have actually seen it and heard it from very important people, in my opinion.
You're suing the sheriff's office, but the complaint at some point sounds like the finger's being pointed at the Proudfoots. Who are you after here?
I am going after the sheriff's department right now.
We also reached out to the Proudfoots. They declined our interview request, but they have never been arrested, never been named suspects, and never been identified as persons of interest in Sebastian's disappearance. And they have repeatedly told WSMV4 they had nothing to do with Sebastian's disappearance.
How bad does that hurt when people start accusing you?
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
For Katie Proudfoot, the pain is being accused. For Seth Rogers, the pain is not knowing.
And I said that earlier when I was playing that for Katie. The pain is being accused. For Seth, the pain is not knowing, and that to me says a big difference, in my opinion. Big old difference. But I think mistakes have been made by all of us. With certain things, I think unfortunately it happens. These two sitting around getting runk. Well, I will say that I don't know where Chris and Katie are right now or anything like that. I will say that because I haven't really been on this case every single day, right? Because there's not been really a lot happening, and I know what I know. I try to keep this case out, every so often, but when it comes to Chris and Katie, if they are staying at their house, they're not upkeeping it like they used to. I will say that. They could be, maybe somewhere else, and just not able to upkeep it like they used to, or whatever. But that I do know. When he got mad at Seth and on the panel, and they did show me the type of person he is. Oh yeah, their house is I don't know, like, why they're, because Chris and Katie, they're very good home keepers, if you will, and it was just surprising.
That it would have been seen on camera. So by suspicion,
I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah.
yes, with camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I mean it would have been seen on camera. So by
my mods, will you please drop Smiley's Stories World? This is Smiley Stories World. Make sure you drop Smiley Stories World link in chat. If you want to see the full interview.
Reasonable elimination of all these doors, it's front door.
Okay. And there was no windows unlocked or anything like that y'all can tell or could tell. I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah, with the screens intact and things like that. Mm-hmm.
What's that, Miss Holly?
Nothing exterior of the building of our house has been altered.
Yeah.
I mean, and then that's why it was like, not only that, but for him to go out the window, so to speak, he would have landed in the flower bed and, barefooted. Yeah, we'd have heard something because he had landed on it and screamed.
Hold on. That's not the one. 1 second. Let me find it here. Like Katie says, I can't find it. Oh, come on, work, you mother chicken. Give me a second, guys. No.
I told you, I gave you my word. folks that want to follow these YouTube, and I'm very honest about this. Somebody says I won't talk to men. Not that I don't want to talk. Right. It's not that I don't want to talk to men. I have talked to more law enforcement men agencies in the past 24 days than I've probably ever talked to in my entire life.
I'm not honestly sure. It sounded like he was messing with stuff in his room, which was not uncommon, which is why I said, hey, I don't know what you're doing in there, but you're supposed to go to sleep.
Okay. So you didn't check on him at that time, but did you check on him at midnight? Did you flip the light on and look to see if he was in the bed at midnight when you got up to go to bed?
No, and because I didn't have any reason to. You know, when he was little, I used to check on him all the time, but he's older now and he's 15, and y'all can figure out why a mother may not want to necessarily pop into a teenage boy's room unexpectedly.
Yeah. Let's see.
I made breakfast that morning. We had a good time. We were laughing. We were joking.
She's talking about Sunday morning here.
He talked to family on the phone during breakfast to brag. We went and picked up our niece. Yeah, I got a call. And
Again, they wanted to know about Sunday afternoon till Monday morning. Right? Remember, about Monday morning till about 7 a.m. But they wanted to know Sunday evening or afternoon before Sebastian went missing. And you've got Katie looking at Chris right here and saying, we went to pick up our niece Sunday morning. And he looks up, trying to recall, because when you look up, you're recalling. He's like, yeah. Well, again, he's supposed to be out of town.
our niece, yeah, I got a call and asked if I could go and pick her up, and I did. And so we went and did that. We went to BJ's. Had a good time there. He ate a colossal popcorn.
Big ass popcorn.
Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
Bullshit.
We went to the bowling alley, put groceries away because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
There was no big grocery. There was no big grocery haul. There was no big grocery haul. You know, because he's 15, you know, he snacks. He likes the snacks. Of course, he loves the snacks. But there was no big grocery haul. Love you, share. Share it, lady. We bought socks, not snacks. Mm-hmm.
We went to the bowling alley. And then from there, we went to dinner.
Look at him. He's recalling. Watch him. Watch his eyes. And then we went to dinner. You're 3.5 hours away, mother chicken. Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Christopher!
Just a question. 3.5 hours away. Oh, why are you doing the eye thing again? Look at him.
And so we went to that. We went to BJ's.
Watch him.
Had a good time there. He ate a colossal popcorn.
Watch his eyes. Then went to...
Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
Here we go. Next.
We went to the bowling alley. And then from there, we went to dinner.
Watch his eyes.
Came home.
Nods in agreement.
He took out the trash because that's his chore. He takes the can to the end of the driveway. About 9 o'clock, told him to go to bed. He's come out of his room where he was playing, and he said, All right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. Love you. We went to bed. He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise and I was like, I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep. And
I disagree with that. They cared about everything Sebastian did. This was militant Sebastian in bed at a ridiculous early hour for a 15-year-old boy, in my opinion. 8 o'clock, 15 years old, 8 o'clock, 15 years old. I mean, come on. Come the hell. What was that? What enemies?
about midnight, I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock, I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he wasn't here.
Again, body language is more important technically than verbal. And watch Chris's eyes whenever he says Monday morning I went. She says Monday morning I went to look in his bedroom and he wasn't here, and his eyes go straight to the reporter. In my opinion, he wants to see what the absolute does she believe it?
And that's when he wasn't here.
See those eyes?
And that's when he wasn't here.
Boom.
And that's when he wasn't here.
Well,
to censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid? Choice words were used. Like, where the F is he?
Freaking crap.
I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, wall.
Now, again, we talked about she walked through the kitchen.
I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But
making light of the situation, it just doesn't seem like, in my opinion, this doesn't seem like a mother who has a missing kid like that. It just doesn't.
After I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was like hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like three-wayed law enforcement and was telling them like our son is missing and we don't know what's going on, and he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I drove back to the house, and 20 days later we haven't found him.
Every single parent has been vetted. I can't go into details, but I can tell you
every single parent has been vetted. We have been vetted. Now, it's very interesting he says this, because now in today's federal court filing, they are saying that I won't quit fucking cursing. Sorry. This is an 18 or over channel. I have a potty mouth. Sorry. Anyway, he was after the filing report today is saying that Chris was not properly vetted. He was not properly vetted. So I find that very interesting. He says, we have been vetted. We have been vetted. We have been essentially cleared. And now today the filing is saying, nope, wasn't. Oops.
20 days later, we haven't found him.
Every single parent has been vetted. I can't go into details, but I can tell you we have been vetted.
Bullshit.
And we have been cleared of all been vetted. And we have been cleared of all possibility of wrongdoing, foul play. There's nothing to that. We've heard all kinds of stories.
I pretty much don't even go online anymore at this point.
On the other hand, I do go on. And I do talk to these folks. And I want them to understand they have this formulated opinion on who we are, not who we truly are.
We're all mad as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's I curse a little bit. You know, if you're not used to cursing, YouTube's probably not the place for
You've never met us. We've never crossed paths with some of these folks. But I have told them online, if you want to know, just ask me. I'll answer your questions to the best of what I can. There are some things that I cannot give you because law enforcement has dictated that we are not to provide certain information.
If you remember, I have an email directly from the investigator from Pima County Sheriff's Department, and he directly told us that, which we knew, but he says that we cannot tell Chris, Katie, Seth, anybody for that matter, what they can say and what they can't say. They're not going to share anything with Katie, Chris, or Seth that they couldn't share at that time. So there's that.
But I will try. I am direct, I am brash, but I am very respectful. So if you have questions, ask. I'll give you what I can. Just be respectful, please. And keep in mind, there's 3 parents and there's thousands and millions of people out there that may have a question. We are trying to get to them, I promise you.
Father, the mother, and myself have been in.
Was if he might have taken a flashlight.
Let me see what's on this.
The dispatchers to the deputies and the response.
Listen to this.
I don't know why he walked out that door.
He didn't walk out the door.
Better. There was a dispatcher. The call got released from the dispatchers to the deputies and the responding units. In that release of information, you can clearly hear the dispatcher and the cops all say, the dog's got to send his home here. It's time. Okay. So, I mean, for people to say, no, now you're
yeah, and that's what
deputies said that shit in the dispatcher.
track back up, going into the construction site over here back towards the beach. That's I'm behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on. Negative, this is all dry, hard packed. I do have some footprints over here. Right there where you're standing?
I want to share a video
Yeah.
UA sent me
Leading right over here to the retaining pond.
in a second.
No shoes, just footprints. My shoes that Max went straight into the pond. Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water. Okay, you see any prints around it?
Let me find it.
Size 10.
Size 10.
Like I said, they track. So our subdivision, if you're in that subdivision,
Yeah, I'm
directly, the next subdivision over to the left is our subdivision.
Okay.
It's called Victoria Place.
okay.
The set that they got, as soon as you turn in our subdivision, you're on Keller. Driving all the way up to the very top of the hill at a four-way, you'll see that to the right, they're cutting in a new road that will link
All this together. Okay.
at the detention pond.
And do you know how much they actually drained?
They drained the whole thing.
It's okay.
So initially, when they went over to look at it, it was only knee deep. From the picture.
Well, it's there's a housing development over there now, which if you go to my video or one of my live streams I've got with Sebastian, I go to that where the retention pond was. I go to that new development. There is a cemetery over there now. Mob Crew has done some amazing work on that. I do believe that there was individuals over at that cemetery that night. I believe they was around the retention pond. And I do believe things were going on over there. I'll just say that.
Showed me there's a lot of new runoff. I'm 5'9", and it was knee deep.
Okay.
So and they even drained it and still walked it.
Okay. So they actually walked it. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's actually information that was told to me by law enforcement.
Yeah. So they actually
because I went on being a law enforcement, they can put me in a vehicle. Right. Drove down.
We all know I'm bot. Cool. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. What I don't even know what the fuck that means, but okay. Thank you.
Showed me a bunch of stuff. I'm the only one that they done.
Okay.
So I can actually give you a little bit more information than what everybody's out there running their mouth.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. So to work backwards from the site.
Okay, we're gonna do something else.
I can't remember this guy. I called him Michael, but I think they call him Michelle.
Okay.
French.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
His dog's out. And one of his dogs is
What the French call les incompetents. I want to see what UA sent me here because I want to see what this is. UA. Oh shit! Why is it not playing? Okay, here we go. This law enforcement is conducting a new grid search for Sebastian Rogers. They are stationed near Beach Cemetery 4324. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, Daphne probably went to bed. Thank you very much, lady. I know, bless their heart. Right, Holly? Okay, this is interesting video. I've not seen this. it's interesting that they are searching next to Beach Cemetery, because things were going on there that night, in my opinion. I'll say one or two of them have admitted that they feel that they have to stay the course on their support of they may lose the following day game. Maybe it's if they don't talk about my truck alive. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, well, I didn't forget about it, but you just reminded me. Yeah, Chris is very, and that's what I was saying. If you go to one of my lives, maybe two back from this current live with Sebastian live, it's way back, probably 4 months, 5 months ago. I talk about the my truck. Don't talk about my truck, and I talk about the pings that when they took old Chris on a drive. Thank you for the makeup brush, Rogue. Thank you so much, honey. And they take him to the dam because I'll just say, in my opinion, the dam is going to be very important in Sebastian's case. It's going to be very important. So yeah. Okay, let me thank you guys with these gifts. 1 second here. This case is, people feel how they feel about it. They really do. It's it's the most toxic case I've ever covered. I thought Summer's case was bad. No, it's this case is way worse. Bridget, thank you so much for the Unk alert, girl. That's so sweet of you. That's very generous. Thank you so much. Linda, thank you for the stars, darling. Leslie, keeping it real. Thank you for the sparkles, baby. Miss Zelda, thank you for the Unk. Appreciate you, darling. Good to see you. Thank you again. Patty Wine, thank you for the thumbs up. Jewel, thank you, baby. Amber, thank you for the floating heart, darling. Really, really appreciate you. And Elizabeth, thank you for the clutch. How you doing, girl? Thank you so much. Let's see here. Be a ladybug. Thank you so much for the jewels, baby. Appreciate you. Oops, hold on 1 second. I think I'm getting something in. The interviews are weird. Last one, Chris coughs. Katie shuts up. Chris clears throat. Katie shuts up. Yeah, it's obvious in my opinion. 1 second. I'm getting something in. If CPS knew about the punch, that could be why CP was not allowed to be there. Yeah. Very well could have. Hold on. Go read the transcripts. This is on the panel. One second, guys. Okay. All right, guys. So I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Tony, thank you so much for 24 months. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very, very much. Happy birthday, Justin. Thank you. So, Tori, I apologize, Tori. Thank you so much for your continued 24 months, 2 years. I appreciate you. Somebody really said, stop cursing, True Crime Channel. Yes, they did. They did. Yeah, we're getting ready to call it close up shop for tonight. Pause. Oh, your little corgi's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. I love corgis. Who doesn't like a corgi? Let me make sure that nothing else has came out on Sebastian today. Let me make sure. Give me 1 second before we go. Don't you guys think that this reporter did a great job? I think he did it. I think he did a great job on this. The lawsuit represents the first formal public legal accounting of how government agencies handled both Sebastian's welfare and his disappearance, and could force the release of investigative records, internal communication, and sworn testimony that have never been made public. What happens next? Both lawsuits are now moving through federal court. If the case proceeds, attorneys could seek investigative reports, internal communications, child welfare records, and sworn depositions. Oh God, those depositions from law enforcement and DCS officials. Lord have mercy. Yeah. What do you mean pause, baby? I'm a member. What's going on with YouTube? Who do I talk to, Justin? Baby, you are a member. You're a member. You're in green. Thank you. Yeah, he did a great job. What else? What's that? 1 second. Okay, I think we've seen that one. Just want to make sure. Yeah, WSMV. Which one does? Thank you, Patty. Which one does Nick Bearass work for? I can't remember which one Nick Bearass works for. I don't think it's It's not WSMV. But I think he's sold out, in my opinion. Is it going to play? 1 second. But we're gonna continue. What I'm going to try to do is the filing is not uploaded to Pacer yet. Channel 5, yeah, it's not uploaded to Pacer yet. But as soon as that lawsuit that has been, the 2 lawsuits that has been filed, I'm going to get them from my Pacer, or one of my people we'll get them FOIA'd if we have. Well, we'll try to get them. It is federal, so it should be easier to get than just fucking yeah, I don't yeah, I guess At Night made a statement. I don't follow At Night or anything, to be quite honest with you, anymore. If you do, that's all up to you. I don't have any ill will or anything toward him, but I don't I stopped with him a long time ago. But that's just me. Really? Thank you, Lolo. I had a massage today and wasn't really planning on going live. Yes, Seth, God bless you for continually, fighting for your son, which is what any parent should do. Thank you, just me. And I hope Chris and Katie will be out there, in the public, fighting for their, Sebastian too. They did not, they declined allegedly with this interview, and so did Sumner County. Thank you, Cindy. I think tonight is a good night to celebrate with a chicken party. A chicken party. A chicken party. Oh, we'll play a couple chicken.
Katie! Christopher!
And it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh. Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh my God! Look at Chris.
Gerald Daugherty wants to watch the videotape.
Is that Chris? Someone. The following is an actual video of Edgar at his mommy's house taking a phone call.
Hello? Hello? I said don't disturb me, I'm cleaning my room!
Oh.
Suck it now. Christopher! Katie! Christopher! Katie!
And it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened? Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now.
They can shut their chicken tone,
Chicken
bone, Google Chrome, no home,
flip phone,
disown ice cream cone, garden gnome, student loan, full-blown Indiana Jones, overgrown Flintstone, X and Y chromosome, Fred Zone, Sylvester Stallone, AutoZone, professionally seen silver Patron, head
the fuck up. What are you doing? Yes, ma'am. I was on a roll that night. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate you guys are absolutely amazing. We're gonna, we'll stay on this and see what happens. What I'm praying, Justin, need to put, what was that? Rap music to that. I was on a roll that night. We're going to see what happens on this. And the main thing I want is answers for Sebastian. Whatever those answers are, we just need answers. And Sebastian needs to be found, whether alive or otherwise. He needs to be found. Answers need to be given, and someone or someone's need to be held responsible, in my opinion. Thank you guys. Really, really thank you all for the birthday wishes. Really appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Thank you to mods, members, chat. Thank you for your gifts, all of that stuff. Very good day, in my opinion, Sebastian Rogers case. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone, and God bless.